City Clerk Ed Norris, would you call the roll?
Mayor McClellan.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner.
Here.
Councilmember Burns.
Here.
Councilmember Rich. Yes. Councilmember Weiss.
Here.
It's a full house. Two changes to the agenda. Please, I add item 7, announcement of Redevelopment Ready Community Award, and item 15E to schedule town hall meetings. Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved. Support.
Support. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda. These are routine items that are presented without discussion. Any council member can ask to have one removed for discussion. They include regular council meeting minutes of May 16th, 2018, request to cancel regularly scheduled Planning Commission meeting of June 11th, lack of business, payment application number 2 final for the 2015 Commercial Sidewalk Replacement Program, M594 to Italia Construction Incorporated for the total amount of $5,000, and E licenses new and renewals as submitted for June 4th, 2018. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We don't have elected officials here tonight, but we do have a special recognition and a presentation. And the MEDC offers perks to cities that pass their 43 redevelopment ready standards that are listed on that chart over there. These are best practices that cities must achieve to qualify for state grants. The MEDC gives cities a report card that is color-coded. The green means this objective is achieved. The yellow means we're on the way, and the red is not yet. The first column on the chart was 10 months ago when we started this process. And the second column on the chart, where it's all green, is where we are now, 100%. Before Eric Tungate became our city manager, our city was showing signs of decline. And economic development as an objective was on the back burner. There wasn't a department entirely devoted to it, and many of the boxes on that report card would have been red. Eric's energy and experience with economic development and vision brought many changes to Oak Park, including starting an economic development department, now headed by Director Kim Maroney, that's entirely devoted to expanding business development in the city. She turned many of our reds into green, so by the time we started this process, we already had a score of 56%, and that's why the MEDC chose Oak Park to try out for this honor. Usually, this process takes 2 years, but we're dealing with Director Maroney and her team, including Elizabeth King, Colton Dale, Assistant City Manager Kevin Yee, and Director Robert Barrett's department, including Planner Kevin Rukulski. They achieved this goal, that usually takes 2 years, in 10 months, getting 100%. The Energizer Bunny comes to Kim Maroney when he gets tired, and we celebrated this achievement at the former Randolph Tool and Die Company on 11 Mile Road in Oak Park today. It sat vacant for 10 years, and the new owners, Ed Hirsch and Eugene Sherizan, plan to attract wonderful businesses into it, 3 or 4 new businesses coming to that site. Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, former mayor of Southfield, came to the event today, and she said Oak Park is a little city with a big heart. And that's the truth. We will turn this neglected building into a treasure. She believes each building has a soul and a treasured history. It has stories to tell about the city's past, and as it goes through its process of vision, establishing partnerships, starting to get shovel ready and actually doing something, until finally we are ribbon cutting and celebrating. Senator Vince Gregory was there today, and he noted that thanks to City Manager Eric Tungate's energy and devotion and the hard work of his staff, momentum in the city is underway, and the future is bright. As other cities get priced out of the housing market because they're getting too costly for new families to live in Royal Oak or Ferndale now, we're the next community that they're looking at, and we are delighted. We got a custom-made award made in the state of Michigan only for Oak Park, and we would like City Manager Eric Tungate and Director Maroney to accept it on behalf of the city, and maybe we could come forward for a photo op? Everybody, yep. Don't stand on me. You have to be in the center of the... This is a great time to be in Oak Park and watch all of the improvements. Sorry. Public hearings. Item 10, special licenses. Please check item 10A. This is a request for a block party, June 30th. And she would like us to waive the fee. In general, we have waived fees for block parties in Oak Park.
If they're open to the public, or do they have to?
I think we have, I think anybody can come. Generally, it's the folks in the area that come, but historically, we have waived fees for block parties. You can change that. So do we have a motion to accept this special event request?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Look down to item 13. 13A, ordinance. Let's see.
There we go.
Okay. First, let's do the motion, and then we'll have the discussion. Is there a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance to amend Chapter 82, Utilities of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oak Park, Michigan, by amending Section 82313 thereof?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, for discussions, we have our Finance Director. Thank you. Is that on? Holler at us.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council. I'm here tonight just to ask.
Still can't hear you.
We can't hear. Louder.
There we go. Okay.
And-
Sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council. Coming to you before you tonight to adjust the water and sewer rates that are in the ordinance of the utility ordinance for the fiscal year of 2018-19 budget that was approved on May 14, 2018. And so basically, we're asking that the water rate for water costs, including the water purchase from the Great Lakes Water Authority, and adjust the sewer rate for increased sewer costs, including those from the Oakland County Drain Commissioner, and amend those adjustments rates. And the section is 82-313, and that is to change the water rate from $40.10 per 1,000 cubic feet to $41.70 per 1,000 cubic feet, and to change the sewer rate from $79.70 per 1,000 cubic feet to $95.80 per 1,000 cubic feet.
Okay. Now, there's going to be a presentation at the next council meeting
Yes.
explaining why is this happening. So we're going to go into this at great detail
Yes.
at the next council meeting to make it more clear to everybody.
Yes.
All right. Anything else that we should add tonight? Okay.
I'd like to add
Yes.
something. The reason that that this is coming up now, because I see that there's some people in the crowd who don't appear very happy, and I would imagine there are probably people watching at home who are less than thrilled when they find out what's about to happen. And we all here are tax-paying Oak Parkers, at least on this side of the on this side of where
mayor.
we're sitting. We were less than thrilled to do this as well. We had Plant Moran come in several years ago and look at our water rates and pretty much tell us, you guys are killing yourselves. You're not charging enough for a service. You're not charging enough for the water. It needs to be raised, and it needs to be raised significantly. And we all looked at the raises that they wanted, the increases that they wanted to suggest, and we all kind of agreed we can't do it, it's too much. And this is kind of the culmination of not doing that, coupled with the fact that for years not enough has been charged.
That is correct.
So there's, typically it's very easy to just kind of point at our amazing staff, our finance directors, our city manager, and say, well, they're saying we need to do it, so we're going to vote in favor of it. But this is actually something that I believe we have unanimous support for. I shouldn't speak for everybody else, but when we were discussing it, it certainly seemed like something that we all understood had to be done. I certainly understood it. I'm not going to shy away from this when I vote in favor of this. And if there's, issues or problems or concerns that people have with it, you can feel free to reach out and we can explain it. But it's something that, we had Plant Moran come in. They do this all day, every day. This is something that has to be done. And that's why we're doing it. So hopefully the public understands.
Right. And I think utility rates are going to continue to go up. If somebody tells you they can fix it, they're selling you a bill of goods. Utility rates, particularly water rates, are going to continue to go up, and we need to plan on it. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy to bring this on.
Let me just say one more thing. I think
Yes.
what we're forgetting to mention is that past history, the city of Oak Park, we have absorbed the majority of the cost of the water. Well, right now, because of the way things are financially, that's going to have to change. We won't have a choice but to have to share that cost with the residents, and that's what the big change is. The prices have been going up over time. We've just never passed the cost on to the residents, and now we don't have a choice but to do that.
Good point. Thank you.
Can I add, Madam Mayor?
Please.
Another thing to consider is that if we were to sort of kick the can down the road, if you would, and keep putting off these rate increases, eventually we would end up having to pay more because we would have to pay the financing for not being able to fully pay for our water. So it would end up costing the residents more if we weren't to address this now, later on down the road.
Right. Anything
Well, as
else?
long as everybody's there.
Yes.
We kind of, sort of, last year, kicked the can a little bit. Kind of, sort of. We didn't pass on what was recommended by the advisors from the accounting firm. We didn't pass on a cost that would keep us at par, but still below many of our neighboring cities. And we're presented with a situation now, we have no choice. And That's it. We have to deal with it. We have to raise these rates.
Bearers of bad news. Are you ready for a vote?
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner.
Yes.
Councilmember Rich.
Yes.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
Unanimously, if sadly passed. Item 13B, first reading of an ordinance to amend Chapter 62, Solid Waste of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oak Park, Michigan, by amending Section 6292 thereof. First, I'd like a motion to approve the first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. For discussion, we will turn to our finance director again and then take comments from council.
What we're asking again is to...
Come a little closer. Yeah.
What we're asking in this ordinance change is to reflect the garbage and rubbish fee that, as a result of the budget that was passed on May 14th, increased. And so now we're asking that the solid waste rate go from $11.74 per month to $12.91 per month.
Okay. Discussion or questions?
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I just wanted to add in terms of, when we were talking about doing, talking more about these rate increases next time. This is a first reading, so we won't be doing the second reading until the next session. So it's not finalized until after the next session. So I would encourage people to come and hear that presentation at the next council meeting.
Thank you. Are we ready for a roll call?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner.
Yes.
Councilmember Rich.
Yes.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Yep, motion carried. Thank you. Is there any report from the city attorney?
Good evening, Madam Mayor. I have no report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager Tungate, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. 15A, I'd like to call Assistant City Manager Kevin Yee to the podium, please.
Good evening. Attached are proposed change order number 1 and payment application number 2 for the 2017-18 miscellaneous concrete repair project M672. The change order is an increase due to additional replacement of drive approaches and sidewalks, for which the city will be reimbursed. Road, alley, and sidewalk ramp restoration from a telecom installation, for which the city will also be reimbursed. And additional road restoration and sewer lateral repairs performed by private contractors. The bids came in much lower than we had budgeted. We had a lot of extra work to do, so we decided to do that extra work. As I believe I announced at a previous council meeting, we were going to bump up the contract up to our budgeted amount of $250,000. With that, we ended up doing about $15,000 in additional work for work that the city would be reimbursed for. So currently, the project is 98% complete, less retainage. It is recommended that the proposed change order number 1 for the 2017-18 miscellaneous concrete repair project, M672, to Mattioli Cement Company be approved for the amount of $76,182.76. And it's further recommended that payment application number 2 for the same be approved for the total amount of $125,278.88. Funding is available in the Water and Sewer Fund and Local Street Fund for this project.
Okay, could I have a motion to approve this change order?
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion? Questions? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner.
Yes.
Councilmember Rich.
Yep.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes. Mayor, a motion carried.
Assistant City Manager Yee, 15B, please.
Thank you. Attached is a proposal from OHM Advisors to provide assistance in our GLWA, that's Great Lakes Water Authority, water contract negotiation and water system modeling operations to optimize our water storage utilization. So to explain a little further, this goes right along with our water rates. We're currently in the middle of negotiating our contract for our water rates with the Great Lakes Water Authority. We feel that we can keep our water rates very similar to where we're at, or actually the same where we're at, less any of their annual increases that they pass on to all customers. But with that, as much as we pride ourselves in both engineering and public works of doing as much work in-house as possible, we rely on some expertise, and OHM Advisors has a lot in modeling our water system and how we take water in that optimizes the use of our storage so that we can maintain the rates as low as possible. So it is recommended that City Council approve the attached proposal from OHM Advisors to provide assistance in our GLWA water contract negotiations and water system modeling operations to optimize our water storage utilization. Funding is available in the Water and Sewer Fund, account numbers 592-18-538 and 592-18-540 in the professional services item for a not-to-exceed amount of $22,500.
Great. Is there a motion to approve this proposal?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there discussion or questions? Yes.
I just have a question. I think you mentioned earlier that this is, because right now we currently maintain our own water and disperse it after we get it from the GLWA, correct?
Correct.
And so this was just supposed to help us maintain that system and improve the process?
So when we take in water, there are certain periods of time that it's optimum to take in water. I say optimum, but the GLWA will allow us to take in water in a large quantity without penalty or without hitting our rates the way that they're structured. They measure our rates and they charge us with a formula that uses your what's called a peak hour and max day.
Right.
So you can only take so much water in one given hour, and you can only take so much over the period of a day. So we have a series of control systems that monitor how we take in water and how we store it. We do have the capability of storing water. So with that is a series of programs and modeling that how we take in water, when is optimum to take in water, and how we disperse water and pump water. So obviously you want to be careful on how much you pump because that uses a lot of electricity as opposed to using pressure that's given to us from Great Lakes Water Authority. So it's a very complicated system, and we are trying to optimize how we use the storage system. There were several periods of time over the last 3 years, and they've used the last 3 years historical data where we exceeded those amounts by a slight amount. It never happened during their max day, which would cause us to incur penalties. But it did happen a couple times, so we have to explain that, and we have to model the system and make it work to its maximum capacity. Dave DeCoster, since he's come down to our department, has really mastered that system, but there's a lot of coordination and controls that need to be, that we make sure that we can explain some of the problems in the past and explain how we're moving forward to fix those. So again, we've done a lot of it in-house, but we're using OHM to kind of help us through that process.
So this is the very first time we're doing that, though, right? Is this the first time that we're doing that?
As far as using OHM or as far as modeling the system? Or
modeling the system.
Yeah, we've modeled the system in the past, but like I said, however, the controls sometimes you'll have a hiccup or you have a water main break or you have different things that will cause different reasons why you take water at different times. We feel like we can actually control that better if we optimize some of the things we have and add some controls in. And we're looking for that in the next budget year. I do have some funds budgeted for that type of work to the system. But this is just for the modeling and preparing of what exactly we need to do and how to best use what we have.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Oh, yes. No? Ready to vote then?
Councilmember Rich.
Yes.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Director Maroney, please join me at the podium for 15C, please.
Good evening. The first agenda I have in front of you is for the purchase of the tax foreclosed properties through Oakland County tax sale. There are 16 properties on the list this year. However, before you pass any resolution that's in front of you, we do need to amend the amount. The county treasurer's office sent me an email at 5:30 with a new amount of $142,282.86. So the amount not to exceed in the resolution should have that amount instead of the 109.
What were we looking at there?
The resolution for the purchase of tax foreclosed properties.
I see, okay.
Yep.
Oh,
So this
what's
is
the
a
new
program
number?
that we do every year, that we purchase the tax foreclosed properties, and we select developers to rehab the homes and sell them to owner occupants, and any vacant
So this is
parcels to
109,
build new
changing
homes
to
on.
142.
So it's been very
Oh, okay.
successful the last 3 years, and the last 2 meetings, we've had Global Realty, which is now FPJ Investments, come in and do a presentation to update us on what they've done
How
the
much was it
last
again?
year, as well as Realty.
Would you repeat the amount,
Yep.
please?
The amount should be $142,282.86.
Madam Mayor?
Madam Mayor?
Yes. Question, Councilmember Rich.
So moved.
Oh,
Support.
wait. Was there a question? Oh, so moved, yes, and supported. Now there's a question.
Yeah. Director Morani?
Yes.
Is there a breakdown of, like, did they give you a breakdown of the specific properties when they sent that
Yes.
email?
So they gave a breakdown of the specific properties, and I have it in front of me. What they've done, and I'm making an assumption here, so they seem to have maybe tacked on any additional fees to each of the parcels, or amounts that may have been due that they didn't include in the initial list they sent us for the right of first refusal. So I'm not sure why we're receiving it at this late of a notice, but if we're going to pass the resolution that needs to be in the county treasurer's hands tomorrow, I want it to reflect that amount. I will do my due diligence and follow up to make sure that those amounts are accurate. But if we could pass the resolution not to exceed this amount, we will make sure that it is what it should be.
Thank you.
And it's 16 properties?
Correct. There's 16 properties this year.
All right. Forfeited amount assessed. Okay. Okay. Discussion? Any discussion? Resolution purchased. This is purchasing this from the Oakland County Treasurer's Office.
Yep, from the Oakland County Treasurers, and the way the process works is we purchase them and set up a closing the same day to sell the properties then to the developers. So the city is literally out of the money for a few hours.
Right.
We work with our city attorneys, Courtney Kraus, and she does a great job for us, and she's done additional title searches on these properties because we had a few hiccups last year that a few went to foreclosure that should not have been on the list. So she's done extra title work on all the properties to make sure that won't happen this year.
Wonderful. Okay, further question? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner.
Yes.
Councilmember Rich.
Yes.
Motion carried. Now, we have a resolution approving the sale of these tax foreclosed properties. We need a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved?
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion, how were the winners picked out of the 5 groups that applied? There's a chart I see that,
Yeah, in your packets, there's a chart that we rated all of the companies who bid on the properties. We had 5 bidders this year, and we met with all of them, reviewed the proposals that they had in front of us. It was fairly close with a few of them, but one of the main factors that we saw with the ones that we selected, which is the same that we used last year, which was FPJ Investment, otherwise known as Global Realty, and Real Team Real Estate. They really did far above and beyond in regards to the work they do on the homes. They've been involved in the community, sponsoring events, hosting events. They donated to our facade improvement program, so they've really gotten involved in the community as well as the work they've done to improve these homes here in Oak Park. So those were probably some of the things that put them above and beyond some of the other competitors.
right. And there was a team that evaluated these 5?
Yes, we had 5 people on our team. We had Councilmember Regina Weiss on it, as well as 4 staff people.
As well, 4 staff.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. So
Madam
we have-
Mayor?
We have a motion and a second. Discussion, Councilmember Rich.
I just want to say, I think this is a great idea. what we've heard from you at these meetings and other meetings, and from Mr. Yee and from Mr. Barrett, and what we've seen, because we've seen the results, we can go and see them, that we've partnered with the appropriate entity, and I will support this motion with regard to FPJ. Thank you very much for bringing it.
Excellent. Anyone else? Ready for a roll call?
I'm sorry, Mayor, I hate to interrupt you, but can we amend the amount in this resolution as well?
Yes, so
Sorry,
we need,
before you make that.
we need a motion to amend the amount to $142,282.86.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported.
Point of order, do we need a vote twice now?
Yes. Once on the amendment and
Yeah.
once on the motion amended. Let's see, roll call, please, on the amendment.
Councilmember Burns,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich,
Yep.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
Motion carried. Now we are voting on the amended resolution that we already have a motion and a second for, and we've already discussed, so a roll call on that, please.
Mayor McClellan,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich,
Yes.
Councilmember Weiss.
Yes.
Councilmember Burns.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. This motion carried. We have a new item E. City Manager Tungate.
Madam Mayor, members of council, this is a resolution that I'm hoping will gain your support to schedule 3 town hall meetings where myself and the staff will provide information regarding the 2 public safety millage renewals that will be on the August 7th primary election ballot. Those 3 town hall meetings, if you accept it, will be scheduled, the first one Thursday, June 28th at 6 p.m., the second Monday, July 10th at 1 p.m., and the third and final would be Wednesday, August 1st at 6 p.m.
What was the time of the June 28th?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. And August 3rd?
August 1st
First
would be at 6 p.m. as well.
At 6 p.m.
And then
Got it.
we have one in the daytime, July 10th at 1 p.m.
Got it. So there are 2 evening meetings and 1 during the day?
Yes.
So that people can attend. And this is explaining what?
So this is going to be to explain what these millage renewals are, and I'd like to emphasize that these are not new taxes, that these are straight renewals that will not raise taxes from where they are today. But I think it's important that we go into a little bit larger dialogue in terms of what is included in these. And so we're going to do a presentation followed by Q&A like we've done in the past.
Right. Okay. So is this a, let's see, E15E? Be it resolved. So this is passing a resolution. Is there a motion to pass this resolution scheduling town hall meetings?
So moved.
Support?
Moved and supported. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We will have the 3 town hall meetings, June 28th at 6, July 10th at 1, and August 1st at 6. Mark it on your calendar, and please join us.
Madam Mayor, members of council, that completes the city manager report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Tungate. Call to the audience. Please give us your name and address for the record in case we have to get back to you, and limit your time to 3 minutes. Yeah.
Joyce Bannon, 10611 Troy. This new water increase, when will this take effect? I'm assuming this is only the first reading, so you have a second reading. Will it go into effect July 1st?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
July 1st. Oh, my God. Anyone else? It's not a chatty group. Okay. Today, I'm speaking only for myself, but I am wearing orange today as a member of Mayors Against Illegal Guns. Many people are coming together in our country to demand common sense gun laws. Today, gun violence is a disruptive problem faced by every city and every school. Parents are concerned, are their kids safe in schools now? Our director, Steve Cooper, noted that there are some small arguments that previously would have just been a fist fight and somebody got a black eye, but are now, because everybody seems to have a gun, turning into murders. And we kind of take this for granted in our country, but our homicide rate is high. It's twice that of Canada, Japan, Germany, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, and this is becoming unacceptable to many people. It's interesting to note that every country doesn't have this problem. Some, like England, there are few gun owners, and often police officers don't carry guns. Other countries have more gun owners, like we do, and it's instructive to look around and see what solutions they have tried. So in Israel, many people carry guns, but the difference is every gun is registered with the government. So there are no unknown guns in the country. Australia is another country where many people own guns, but after a mass shooting, many changes were made to their laws. One required guns to be registered. One deemed that felons cannot own guns if you were in a violent crime. I submit that it's time for us all to think about common sense changes to our laws that would make us all safer. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Good night, everybody.
That was quick. Councilmember Burns.
Thank you for coming out, everyone. Please enjoy the warm weather and be cognizant of our children. They are now out for the summer. And congratulations, graduates.
Oh, yeah. Councilmember Weiss.
I just want to thank the mayor for her comments, and I want to offer my support to everything that you just said. I'm not wearing orange. I'm wearing yellow, which is close to orange. Unfortunately, I don't own anything orange, so that's about as good
Close
as I
enough.
can do.
Thank you.
I just have a couple other quick announcements. I want everybody to know there are several community events that are happening this month, and I just want you to be aware and come out for them. This Friday is the Oak Park Pool grand opening. It's going to be Saturday, June 9th. It's going to be from 1 to 6 p.m. There's going to be a DJ present, so you can dance while swimming, which is fun. From 2 to 5. There will be raffle prizes, and you'll get to see a lot of the new restorations that were done to the pool. You'll be able to have a first glance at that. And then you can also purchase a season pass if you want while you're there. For residents, a season pass is $30. Also, on Friday, June 15th, the library is celebrating its 60th birthday from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be lots of different activities going on, lots of food, including kosher food, and we encourage everyone to come to that. The following day is Summer Blast and also the Oakland County Parks Department barbecue battle on Saturday, June 16th from 11 to 8, and there's all sorts of things that's going to be happening. There'll be music, a mini pub, a kids zone area with lots of activities, food court, the pool will be open and mini golf will be open, so encourage everyone to come out to that as well. Thank you so much and have a great night.
Wonderful. Very informative. Councilmember Rich.
Good night.
He's so chatty. There being no further business to come before this council, this meeting is adjourned.